Hi guys, welcome back to another video. On today's video I'm going to be making a couple of my favourite rigs that I use a lot in my fishing. They're simple to make and very effective on catching the carp. Right, the things you'll need to make these rigs are a baiting needle, a pair of scissors, some shrink tube, some sinkers, some rig rings, a rig puller, a long needle, let me focus, there it is, your hooks, some hair stops, your hook link. This one is a 12-pound sink link from ESP, and this one is snakebite, 15-pound, also I think from ESP or Fox, sorry, Fox, and some anti-tangle sleeves. Right guys, the first one I'm going to make is one of my favourites, which is the solid bag rig. So in order to make this, take a length of your chosen hook link. I always go with a nice soft supple braid so it will fit in the bag lovely without sticking out or getting in the way of anything. So cut the length of your hook link. There, not very long at all. Then tie a small overhand knot in the end for your hair stop. Let's see if I can do this first time. There. And cut the excess off. So it's nice and tidy. Take one of your hooks. You can use whatever hook you sort of favour. For mine at the moment, I've got a lot of faith in these gardener ones as they seem to be razor sharp and they don't seem to hook, pull or bend. So just feed that through. The length you want there, and then get hold of your line and whip down, then back up twice, and then go through the back of the eye so the line comes through towards the hook point. Then give it a good tug so it's nice and tight. Focus there. Then cut off just a little bit of shrink tube. If I can get one out of the packet. You only want a little bit, just enough to cover well, this section of the hook. I shall show you now. Let's just thread it on. And just to sort of cover the knot in the eye of the hook and set out just above the eye of the hook, if it will focus. And then once that's on there, use the kettle to shrink it down, and then afterwards it should look something like this. So it's all steamed down nice and tight, so it's just covering the eye of the hook. You can see there, I apologise for the camera, but just covering the eye of the hook and the knot. And there you have that. And then last thing to do is just do your overhand figure of 8. Get there in a minute, guys. Figure of 8 loop. Moisten the knot so it pulls up nice and tight. Then with your rig puller, and I tend to use the other end of my scissors. Let's just give it all a good pull so it ties everything down nice and tight. Cut off the excess. Then I've put on a boilie or hook bait of choice just to show you. I'll put on a Live System hard hook bait through there. Put him on there like that. Take a hair stop. Put this down. Oh. Get him through. Pull him down. And that. Let's see if I can get this right. There you go. It's a nice, simple, solid bag rig. Loop it onto the end of your solid bag rig, and because it's nice and supple, it will sit lovely in the bottom of the bag and hopefully catch a fish or two. So that is my first rig that I use 90% of the time. I think, well, I fish 3 rods, so one of my rods is always on a solid bag with a rig like this. Obviously, depending on the rules of the lakes you fish, microbarb or a barbless. Right, let's get on and show you my second favourite rig. Right guys, my second rig is the blowback rig. So to start off with, you want some stiff or semi-stiff hook link. Depends on what size you want. Everyone has their own preference. Some like long rigs, some like short. I normally start off with around 14 inches of this material to start off with. And then I normally strip off sort of 3 to 4 inches of the coating, exposing just the braid. There. Then tie your knot, loop knot in the end, which will be to put your hair stop. It's always easier when you haven't got a camera watching you. There it is. Then, right, so once you've made your knot, like that, you will want one of these, a rig ring. Take your rig ring and put it on the end like that. Then just do a simple overhand loop in it, like so. There it is. Then take one of your hooks, and put the line through the back of the eye of the hook, so your line comes out towards the hook point. Pull this down, and put your rig ring with the eye of the hook and pull it round sort of just before the curve of the hook, so about there. Then holding the line down the back of the eye, down the back of the shank of the hook, do your normal 5 down, 2 up, and then again go through the back of the eye of the hook. So you come out at the front, and the same again, moisten it, just pull him up a bit, just to put a bit of tension in it, so then it will look something like that. So the idea is when you've got your bait on there, and the fish takes your bait, it will allow the ring swivel to move up the hook, giving you a better hook hold. So it will move up out the way, exposing more of the hook to hopefully get a better hook hold on the fish. So then what I do is take one of these, which is a sinker, he says. I'm going to try and open that. So we'll get that open. Oh, before I do that, sorry, nearly forgot. Before I do that, just another little bit of shrink tube. Again, thread that down. And put it just over the eye of the hook there. See that? So put it just over that and then steam it down. So then it will look something like that. So it's again just covering the eye of the hook. If you can see, the camera's not brilliant, I do apologise, but it's just covering the eye of the hook and the start of the hook link. Then once that's been put on, take your hook length through the wire on the sinker beads, then just push, and then there she goes. Pull the sinker down. I like to have it sort of 3 to 4 inches away from the hook. So there's your sinker, there's your hook. It just helps everything when you cast, and just keeps everything nice pinned down to the lake bed. Right, and then up to the end. Where make your loop, do figure of 8, like that, like that, back round, Always so much easier when you haven't got a camera pointing in your face. Through that. Again, just water it down. Pull. Then what I like to put on is, that's what I need, the long baiting needle, is I like to put on an anti-tangle sleeve. So I just feed that on, he says. Normally it goes on lovely. Today, not so much. Nearly there. Normally it's a lot easier than this, guys. For some reason it's proving to be a bit more difficult than normal. Right, and latch it on, shut the latch, pull your anti-tangle down over your rig. There's your anti-tangle, there's your little loop there to put onto your quick change or however you tie them. And then last thing to do, cut off the excess there, cut excess off that end, and then there it's the finished rig from start to finish. And then obviously put your hook bait of choice. What I like about these blowback rigs is they can be fished as a bottom bait, a pop-up bait. By what I do if I'm going to use it as a pop-up is just move the sinker towards the end of the hook and then put a pop-up on, and the weight of that sinker will hold that on the bottom and pull your hook up, making it a pop-up. Or slide that sinker back, slide the sinker back, fish it how I like to fish it a lot of the time, which is put the boilie on, put that on, get them on there, then a bit of fake maize, pop-up corn, however you want to call it, and put him on. Then put your hair stop, pull him up, pull him up, so it will sit something like that, and then see how well this works. It should sit in the water and present itself something like this. As you can see, hook's at leveling flat to the bottom with a sinker there, pinning it all down, but it's allowing that bait that just to have a little bit of free movement, which is exactly how you want the perfect wafter presentation or wafter presentation. Get zoom better. There you go. That is one of my most favourite rigs. That and the solid bag rig. So guys, I hope you like my videos on the blowback rig and how to tie a solid bag rig. If you did like the videos, please give them a like and subscribe to the channel, and please put a comment in the comment box below on other rigs you would like to see made, and I shall get on and make a few videos on some different rigs. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Goodbye.